The industry hasn't talked as much about esports' ability to lead and to activate issues we talked about in the previous panel and beyond. So from diversity and inclusion to voting. This next conversation with Liz Murphy of Ritual Motion talks about social impact activations amongst other things, people, platform, and programs that really make a difference. So over to you, Liz.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Sue Lee. Hello, everybody. Sean, I'm going to be one of those people following up with you. Thank you. That was fantastic to hear. So yes, we are here to talk about gaming for good. And that is something that personally, since I've entered this industry, have been blown away by the size and scope of the audience and the power of good behind them is inspiring. And it's something that literally anyone and everyone can get involved with, and there are so many platforms now to do it and so many growing. We're proud at Ritual Motion to have our own series of social impact activations. You've heard about them probably throughout the day a little bit here and there. We are planning to do roughly 6 of them annually. Probably, it'll depend more or less, but the way that they come together is we find a like-minded partner, a nonprofit or a foundation that we believe in and that we would like to support and that we know our audience would like to support, so that we can drive awareness for it and then build a fundraising effort behind that. All under the umbrella of gaming and having fun and engaging and having a social interaction throughout the whole experience. So I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Ritual Motion, and I am joined here by Alinn Louv, and she is the head of community for Playverse. So we're excited to have her here. She has done a tremendous amount of work in the whole gaming for good area. And Playverse are really leaders in supporting their community, which is a really special segment. So Alinn, I'd love to have you speak a little bit about Playverse. Tell us about the platform and about your community, and then we can start talking a little bit about what you've been doing on the gaming for good side of things.
Of course. Thank you, Liz. It is going to be tough to follow that previous panel. All of you were incredibly inspiring. So I will do my best here. But like Liz said, I'm from Playverses. We're a platform for high schools and colleges to compete on esports teams for their school. We actually partner with the NFHS to officially recognize esports as a official high school sport in currently 24 states where we have partnerships, and then we also offer leagues in all 50 plus DC. We work directly with a school to get their esports program set up. We follow the traditional sports model where we offer 2 seasons within a school year, and each team actually is required to have a coach so that we have that mentorship built into the program where students feel like they have a connection to their school and able to find their community on campus. I know a lot of the conversations today have already touched on this and on the students that may not typically be involved in other school activities, right? But esports is something that they're passionate in, and they have found their community within their esports teams. We've been in the space for about 2 years now. We started back in 2018 with just 5 states and have since grown to the 24 that I mentioned. But a lot of what I do specifically as the head of community is work on different initiatives within the high school and collegiate space to really engage and grow the passionate esports community that already exists, and also to highlight some that maybe have not been as involved previously. So a few of my initiatives, one is Game Changers, which we just launched earlier this year, is to focus on all girl schools and all girl programs. We want to create a safe space for more female gamers to get involved with their school teams, to get involved into gaming, STEM, and tech. So we created this initiative to build a series of panels and resources for girls to get into gaming and have mentors to look up to and to hear and share their their experiences within gaming and the tech industry, and provide any advice that they might have for these young next generation of gamers. That's just one of the initiatives that we've been doing here. And on the other side of that, we actually also just launched a unified esports league with the Special Olympics. We're doing this pilot season. We talked about inclusivity and accessibility, right? So definitely are excited about that, and excited about being able to offer this to more students outside of the traditional student.
Fantastic. Playversus has really been a leader in this space. It's exciting to hear about those programs. I'm really excited to personally be a part of Game Changers. I'm looking forward to it. Ritual Emotion is so excited to support you there. One of the other things that you and I talked about last week when we connected is the scholarship programs that Playversus also participates in. Could you speak a little bit about that?
Yes, so we actually just launched a scholarship fund for high school and collegiate students. We partnered with Epic for Fortnite and Rocket League as two of our game titles. And together, we've actually put together a $600,000 fund for high school students to use towards their college dreams. The scholarships are based on a few different things. We split it up based on performance throughout the season. So there's definitely room for the students who excel at competition to earn some of that. But we also split off some of that for applications based on student stories and their background, etc. So we wanted to create a program that not only rewarded their athletic performance and capabilities, but also for students who are really passionate about esports and are passionate about pursuing a career and further education in the industry.
It's fantastic. It's so exciting. And when you hear numbers like that, $600,000 of scholarships, it's just so inspiring for students to be able to take part in that and to aspire to participate with the scholarship fund. So thank you for all the work that you and the team are doing there. One of the things that we've been spending a lot of time on at Ritual Motion is figuring out some of the key players within the industry when it comes to the nonprofit and fundraising piece of gaming. One of the partners that we are exploring, well, one of the industry members we're exploring a partnership with is Tiltify. Tiltify is a fantastic platform which allows gamers and streamers to fundraise on behalf of a nonprofit, or I can see Tika shaking her head. So it's just something I wanted to mention and make sure that everyone is aware of. I would check it out if you do want to become part of this whole movement and to participate. It's super easy. It's something that we're going to be doing with our it's definitely worth taking a look at. And then something that actually Allison had mentioned in the previous panel, and then we also spoke about last week, is Games Done Quick. Phenomenal platform. Just in doing a bit of research there, they've already raised $28 million in donations through their platform. So this is a massive, massive opportunity and industry to get behind supporting and fundraising for efforts that you believe in. And one of the things I was hoping we could talk about, Alinn, is kind of that motivational piece. So our properties are based on Smash GG. So we have the upcoming Smash Out Breast Cancer. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So on October 30th and 31st, we are hosting a Smash GG Smash Bros tournament. It is open to anyone and everyone to participate. So if you're into Smash, definitely check it out. We have, I think almost somewhere, I think it was right around 400 to 500 folks that have registered already to participate. So should be pretty lively and pretty fun. We host a live stream. We have hosts that commentate throughout. So at any rate, we've had pretty good success with that particular community on Smash. Alinn, how do you feel about how to motivate your audience and get them involved and participating, not only in the tournaments and the gaming side of things from a competitive standpoint, but for these other kind of gaming for good efforts? Is there an approach that Playversus has?
Yeah, definitely. Also, that's amazing on your tournament. I think that's going to be a huge blast. Really excited about that one. I think for us, what we've seen works really well in engaging the community is just providing an outlet for them. So we actually have created a few different Discord servers to engage with our players and with our coaches, where they can discuss things beyond just competing in esports, right? Like that's definitely just one facet of esports. There's so many other things that we have mentioned already, which is like the health and wellness, especially like mental health, especially now during this time with COVID. What we've seen is just really meeting players where they are, right? A lot of our students and our players are on Discord already. So we wanted to just build upon that. So we created these Discord servers where we have coach and collegiate player mods engage with the players, keep things positive, and share, advice from wins, from losses, and what they've learned throughout their experience, not just competing, but playing casually or building their team. A lot of our student leaders, especially at the collegiate level, are very thoughtful and mindful about building their esports programs. And how they can be more inclusive and more engaged. We actually just had a discussion about this a couple of weeks ago, and it's how do we involve more students outside of the traditional students who are looking for esports clubs, right? And it's like, how do we involve the LGBTQ club on campus? How do we get them involved in esports? Because there's definitely gamers there. How do we promote to Latina students and get more cultural groups involved as well, and make sure that they're represented and know that there is this inclusive and safe esports community that they can join and be a part of as well.
Fantastic. It's such a good, very just grassroots effort behind connecting with students really, and kids that age, and the Discord servers, it's a great way to do it. That's where they are, so you got to meet them where they are, to get the opportunity to communicate and for them to communicate with each other. So another opportunity that we see, and that we're hoping to build towards is, of course, 2020 has made it difficult, and you talked about the mental health side of gaming, and with the holidays coming up, and with the cold weather coming up, more and more people may find themselves indoors, and being able to communicate through, whether it's Discord, through the game of choice. Does Playverse have any plans upcoming, knowing that it's kind of the off season in terms of competition, right? Knowing that that's the off season, are there things that you're doing in light of just what's going on in the world, to continue that communication process with your community?
Yes, definitely. A lot of what we're offering this season is workshops and clinics on healthy gaming, and partnering up with experts in the field, who are mental health experts or physical trainers for esports teams, and provide and share that knowledge on how to set boundaries, right, from play, from work, from school, and have that balance in your life, especially nowadays when everything is in front of a computer screen. How do they make sure to keep their screen time at a healthy balance? So we provide a lot of those resources and a lot of those clinics with takeaways that students can then exercise at home and set up those healthy boundaries, to make sure that they are staying engaged and not burnt out, right?
Yes,
with a lot of what's happening.
Helping them find the balance, and it's so important at that age too. We're really excited to be partnering with Playverse in December. We're our next, after the breast cancer awareness and Smash Out breast cancer program. I'm not sure if this has been mentioned yet, but our next social impact activation in the same formula that we've created is called Gaming for Tots, in partnership with Toys for Tots. We're really excited about it. It's going to be in mid-December. The final dates have not been chosen or released yet, but as soon as they are, we will let everybody know. Playverse we're excited to work with. to help us host this event. And I think there'll be a lot of opportunity to engage with your community, particularly like Toys for Tots it's a 70-plus-year-old nonprofit that everyone has an understanding of what they do and why it's important and can get behind. So we're thrilled to be partnering on that. And we'll make sure, as I said, everybody has an opportunity to see the info when that's released. But I think, Suli, is this a good time to pause for questions? Because I see that we're coming up here on 2:25.
This is a great time to pause for questions. Thanks so much, Liz. If anyone in the audience has questions for Alinn and Liz, please go ahead and unmute yourself.
I'd like to just bring one thing to the forefront about Playverse that a lot of folks probably don't realize. And you talk about a company and an idea and entrepreneurism and how they were able to get in this industry. You know, Playverse has raised about $96 million, I believe, so far. And I think that's in the past, 2.5 years. So, I mean, that in itself is inspiring. Anyone that's out there that's listening that has an idea or a thought or concept, a platform, I mean, they're doing some great things. They've raised a lot of money, and they're just they're the leaders right now, as what I think of when you think of the educational space and varsity and the platform right now.
Thank you, Data. Appreciate that. Yes, it's been a wild journey, to say the least. I started at Playverses right at the beginning, when we were just a team of 10, and now we're close to a team of 100. We've had insane growth over the past year, also during COVID, which is hard to believe. But we've seen a lot of support and a lot of just excitement for this industry, for what we're able to offer to the high school community, to the collegiate community. When you look at the esports industry as a whole, I think there was a gap between amateur, pro, and this kind of where you get to amateur, right? Like how do the youth leagues, the school leagues, there was definitely a gap that we were able to fill, and we've seen this just excitement continue to grow as we add more states, as we get more parents and administrators open to discussing video game in high school, right? Like what's the difference between video gaming and esports, and how does this help my student get involved? So we're very excited about how far we've come and just the journey ahead.
That's awesome.
We're excited for you too, as one of the first 5 states to have signed up, and
Yes.
And Rhode Island Interscholastic Leagues, I know, has been super excited, as well as having some amazing high schools. Can you comment a little bit about how the high schools community is growing, and maybe how we could help? Because I know one of the topics that we've talked about is how to reach out to parents and people that support players.
Definitely. Yes, we at the high school level, it's been challenging for many reasons, right? But for the most part, we've seen very positive support from administrators, from parents. Once they understand, and I think this is very key, is like sitting down with a parent or with a principal or superintendent and having them witness what goes into a practice for esports teams. Their mind is just blown, right, about the strategy, the dedication that these students and players are putting into their gameplay, right? Like doing VOD reviews, analyzing their communication as a team, and how they can build those soft skills that you see across other traditional sports within esports. I think just being advocates wherever we go, that's what we say, is like being an advocate for esports, sharing just the experience that I'm sure a lot of you have with esports, your personal stories, and just knowing like how much goes into it. I think that's what we hope to shine a light on, is our amazing players and their community and their talent. I think that always blows a lot of folks away when they see just how talented these students are at such a young age. and how many opportunities are out there. So having events like this, thank you so much for inviting us to be a part of it, is very key to spreading the word within the community and seeing, esports, the impact that esports can do for good, for community, for student leadership, for skills. I think that is important, just having this space, having this opportunities, continuing to spread the word.
I couldn't agree more. I will have to say that I believe that my son has done, just a tad bit better than my daughter because he has this community on Discord, and it's a way for him and his friends to stay connected in a way that they haven't been the last year. And honestly, that mental health and that loneliness is something a lot of people are battling with, but those that have been able to use these platforms are, at least my son, I feel, is still feeling connected to his community. So thank you to everyone. I feel like personally indebted to like all of you for being such an amazing, authentic community. Liz, do we have time for one more question, or do you want to close out with some thoughts?
Yeah.
Any other questions? If not, I'll let you close out, and then we'll go into breakout rooms.
Yep, absolutely. Well, Alinn, thank you so much for participating in the panel. Thank you everybody for having us and hosting us here. I would say that, everywhere you read, part of your brand and part of the Ritual Motion mantra is really to give back. And it's so important. It's so important to show the community what you believe in and how you're kind of putting that into action. And gaming is a fantastic way to do it. And there are so many avenues in which to participate and to mobilize this audience for good. So I would encourage everybody to take a look and see how you can participate. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Liz,
much,
and
Liz.
thanks again, everyone.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Alinn. I hope this won't be the last time that we have both of you women on. That was just such a super inspiring panel. And just, again, so many threads that we could pull on that we need to talk about more. So thank you.